Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to our Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain.
Welcome back to Nerd TV on a Thursday evening, live for the ProSim Racing Alliance Fixed ARCA Series for Circuit 3 of the 2025 inaugural season here, as we're going to go 100 laps around the virtual Phoenix Raceway with the dogleg open as we kick out, or kick open the countdown to green, if I can talk right. Presented by Icon Apparel Company, of course, and the beautiful shot of Victor Lane that we cannot drive in. I don't think we can, anyways. But here we go. Here's the weather on the track: 86 degrees in the skies, 19% humidity. That sounds, I guess, pretty accurate for Arizona. Cloudy and 5 mile an hour. Cloudy and nighttime, as we're just a couple minutes away from 8 p.m. server time. So we're going to go from sunset to nighttime during this 100 lap event for race number 3. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty, and to my right hand side is going to be Colt Ainsley joining us once again here for this fine Thursday evening. What's going on, dude?
Not much. Ready for these guys to duel in the desert. Talking to a couple of drivers early on. Tight. These guys struggling for turn all night long, or already, and we haven't even gone. Sun hasn't even gone all the way down yet. So it's gonna be a fun night.
Tight at Phoenix, huh? It's either you get loose or you're tight, and there's not really too much in between, and that depends on how you drive this track, Colt, right? We see drivers turn 1, turn 2, they sweep it from the low side, they go up close to the wall, and then they'll diamond the center, and then you get a straight-on exit. That could present a tire or a tire situation where you become really tight, or you just hug the bottom in the yellow line, and that sweeping corner can create some looseness there.
It can, yeah. If you're on the throttle too early, break your traction. It's not so much that you're loose. You don't have as much grip. Like your mechanical grip is going away because you're spinning the tires. If they can find a way to plant the rear end and not not lose all that rear end grip, they might be able to manage a pretty good pace down there. I feel like though eventually these guys are going to start drifting up to the top, making a diamond out of the corner, and that's going to be the way around here. It's going to be tough to pass. I think you're going to have to wait for a guy to make a mistake, which is pretty easy to do here at a place like Phoenix. It is unforgiving at every square foot of this place. It will end your night just like that.
Speaking of every square foot, they got that dog leg accessible like they do in the real world. So restarts might get pretty crazy. We'll see how these guys utilize that surface. Not only just on the restarts, but the race in general. I'm following a couple people. Dustin has got the drone cam flying before even qualifying. It's probably the first time I've seen that, as we're getting a live aerial coverage of practice from the Space Panda drone cam. And taking a look at how the lights don't turn on in the infield, only on the racing surface. And what a shot as we're flying through poles. We're getting some great views here. Dustin says we missed it. I thought I heard the propeller on one of the blades just smash into it, but I guess I could be absolutely wrong. But, Colt, Derek Runge has won the first 2 races of the season. Does he go for the 3-peat?
He's definitely going to be one to watch for sure. I was looking at that last week. I was like, man, he won Daytona. Good on him. And then he went out and put on a pretty solid performance at Homestead, fairly dominant. He didn't face much of a challenge there at the end. And I do know Derek is good at saving tires. Derek Runge, that is good at saving tires. But another Derek who's also good at saving tires, Derek Welch. He'll be a guy to keep an eye on tonight. Vincent Short, good at this place. Bobby Hamilton Jr., if he can keep his tires up underneath him. He has been fighting a tight race car all night long. I talked to him during practice. And he told me if he can keep the green flag waving, he'll be pretty solid. But he's not liking the handling on this race car.
Well, I mean, if he can keep the green flag out, that's one thing. But he has to have 21 other drivers tonight also cooperate with that, as this field continues to grow and grow and grow. We're at 22 entries tonight, so I love the big up in numbers between week 1 and now week 3. So qualifying is among us. We're going to take our cameras off your guys' screen. We're going to go full screen with the fastest guy in practice, and you just talked about him, that number 1 card, Derek Welch. We'll give him a few seconds to join the surface. If not, we'll rotate to the number 5 of John Freeman. And yes, let's go ahead and do that because Bobby Hamilton Jr. P2 also not on track. So this was your 3rd fastest car as he hits the wall glues it. That's not how you're going to get a lap time.
Nope, he's gonna go ahead and park it and reset. And he actually was really smart right there. If you saw what he did, he locked it down and spun before he got to the green flag. He's going to be able to reset and take both of his qualifying laps. Had he had crossed the start-finish line as he locked it down, he would have had to. He would have only had 1 lap that he could have qualified there. So that was good on him for keeping the wherewithal to lock it down and try to keep from crossing that start-finish.
As he's building his speed back up, we got 2nd place fastest on track. Bobby Hamilton Jr., the 25. He's now on his first lap as well. Here we go. This is now your fastest guy in practice so far that's on track. And as we're riding on his roof camera, we got 2 little shout outs on the YouTube side. Birthday race tonight, so hope this goes well. And that is coming from Brandon Schumann, driver of the 52. And so let's see how well he does at Phoenix on his birthday. And then Tristan Bruce says, Daddy Schumann for the win tonight. Let's go. So the Schumann fan club out in full swing on YouTube already. 14 watching before the drop of the green flag. The viewers keep picking up. The race car count keeps picking up, and we're only on week 3, Colt. If these guys can recover from the past 2 weeks and put on an excellent show tonight, this is going to be a good turnaround for this Fixed Series.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, Homestead was a really good race last week. There were some shenanigans that they had to deal with, obviously, and some guys still getting used to racing around each other. But all those nerves have got to go away here at Phoenix. There's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide from anybody, and so there's going to be a lot of race car drivers fighting for not a lot of real estate, even though this whole place is paved. If it's paved, you can drive on it. Track limits, what are those? But it's a very, very thin groove, and it's going to move around throughout the night, but it's still going to be one groove. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of 2 groove racing, especially in the flat side of the track. And yeah, there's going to be some short track tempers, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen the ARCA cars, the new ones too, as Derek Welch completes his 2nd lap here, 26.760 for him, 2nd fastest. John Freeman, car number 5, he's currently at the fastest time, the only one in the 0.6 second bracket there. And Phoenix has a little bit of a 1 and 2 that has a slight increase in banking, which helps some of these guys rotate. It's either banking or just a natural grip increase. I can't figure it out. It's so subtle. So that can help some cars, but I was saying these ARCA cars, Colt, I have not seen them on track here yet. You might have a little more experience in that compared to myself. So turn 1 and turn 2 specifically, do you feel like as the run continues on, are they going to run that yellow line at the bottom, or do you think they're going to start searching that 2nd, 3rd groove?
I think early on, they're going to run right along the bottom. You might see a couple guys go up above that first seam, but I'm pretty sure after about 10 or 12 laps, we're going to see guys start to go work their way up to the wall, kind of drive it in straight, slow it down slowly, drag the brakes, and then rotate the car up top and then point it back down like a really, really big diamond, something you see at a place like New Hampshire. And yeah, so I mean, you can see in qualifying some of these guys are running the 2nd and 3rd lane. But I think there's only going to be one fast line. I think, I mentioned a while ago, you're probably going to see these guys running in one groove. They might try to go all over the place, but I think there's only going to be one line that is going to have the most grip, and it's going to move around throughout the night. That's the tricky part of the track for a lot of guys. For me, that's actually my favorite side of the track. I love the flat side, but that will make or break your race right there. 1 and 2, or I'm sorry, 3 and 4. They keep switching this place around on me. The banked side, there's not a whole lot of room to pass there unless you dive bomb a guy or you get a really good run down the straightaway. And so yeah, these guys are going to be. We're going to really see the guys that are good on the bank side. They're going to gain all their time there. They're going to just kind of hold station through the flat, and then down the straightaway, they're going to try to get a little bit of a run on the exit there and make their move in the bank corner. Then you're going to see vice versa. You're going to see some guys run the flat. That's going to be where they're better, and then they're just going to hold station on the bank corner. So you're going to see different strategies tonight. But like I said, I think there's only going to be one fast groove. It's just who's going to be in the right groove and who's going to find it fast.
There we go. There's all the details that I could not provide. Thank you, Colt, for that, as these guys are starting to grid on pit road here, and Dustin continuing to look at victory lane. He is just drooling over that view of the area. It's a great victory lane. iRacing, please open that up to all tracks, especially this one. That would be kind of cool here. Here we go. Starting lineup for race number 3 for the ProSim Racing Alliance ARCA Fixed Series. John Freeman and Derek Runge by 1/1000th of a second will separate each other. First and second here on row 1. Row 2, Derek Welch and Billy Bigley Jr. Row 3 and 5th, Bobby Hamilton Jr. 6th place, Frank Gifford. Row 4 will be Rodney Roberts and Ryan Chapman. Row 5, Brandon Schumann and Pete Polini. Row 6, Vincent Short and Stephen Luttrell. Row 7, Matt Nicholson and Peyton Wagner. Row 8, Anthony Burleson and Dominic Bettini. Row 9 will be Mike Babinchak and Chase Rockford. Row 10 will be Keenan Kimber and Mark Truxell. Row 11 will be Jason Steptoe and James Benge. In the 12th and final row tonight, Scott Millard and Joshua Ingram, which we totaled 24 cars. It was 22 late in the practice. We got 2 more in, so 24 cars. That's a great showing. And Lorna Luttrell on YouTube saying, Luttrell's here. Stephen Luttrell in the 36 was like, hey, give me a link to this place. I want to race. And then here he is 1 week later in the 36. He's showing up. Pete Polini, long-term friend of Scott Martin with Icon Apparel. He's in here. We got some good names in here tonight, so we're gonna have some fun here, Colt.
Yeah, it's going to be a good race tonight. We're going to see who can save tires. That is probably one of the biggest things on iRacing, is who can manage tires, who can manage the temperature and the wear. And I think tonight is really going to be the showcase for that. Who is going to be good? If somebody fires off really well, really fast, I don't expect them to stay up there long. They're gonna get swallowed by the field. It's the guys that are going to be confidently but slowly moving their way through the field. Those are going to be the guys who are aggressive tonight. And to your point on victory lane, unless they changed it, you can get to victory lane here at Phoenix. So we might see a driver get to drive up on the victory platform tonight.
I thought I saw one person do that a few months ago, and then I tried to find it and could not. So maybe I'm just
It's
not
a hidden
there.
gem.
And there's nothing in the cabeza in my end of things. So here we go. Pace car down. Throttles at the ready. Restart zone. Green flag. Race number 3 underway here. And this is going to be a fun start of the race to watch. Here they go. Scattering like they're at Pocono. 3-4 wide. Separating. One wreck.
Contact
here goes
already.
Pete Polini in the wall hard with Vincent Short. And here we go. The 59. Oh, they're still starting to pile in. Or continue, rather. The 32 looks like he overdrove it. Late on the brakes, James Benge goes. He's going to have the number 20 involved in this as he ships him deep into the infield. The 59 as well of Dominic Bettini. He's in here. We got Nerd TV replay, Colt. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, like I said, not a lot of room, but there's man, Vince just didn't know he was out there, and that's really unfortunate. He came up like he was not there, and I mean. I know I've been having issues with my spotter and not telling me like if I'm 2 or 3 wide. I'm wondering if that's the case there. But yeah, he just straight up drove up there like he wasn't there, and obviously the 47 of Pete was there.
No fast repairs here, by the way. Just a refresher on that, as we're going to take another couple looks at this wreck. Here's the 15 of Vincent Short on the Oakley visor cam. And, of course, you can't see up top, and you're just drifting up, getting ready for the corner, and bam, if you're not paying attention to your relative F3 box, and if you don't have a spotter that's either on low chat or no chat at all, then you're not going to know who's up there. And so you have to utilize the tool sometimes that iRacing provides you, and if you don't, you just have to have a lot of driver awareness. It's very hard. It's a big blind spot. If you go down low like that, and you come back up, you have to know your whereabouts. And on the start, and you got cars in front of you, behind you, both sides of you. It gets crazy. And that's what a restart, or a start rather, at Phoenix can look like.
And they were only 2 wide. They weren't even 4 or 5, 6 wide like we've seen them get before. And so, yeah, I mean, that's just an unfortunate mistake for Vince there, and it took out several good cars. You know, it looks like Bettini's a lap down. It looks like Pete has unfortunately disconnected, so I guess he's out of the race. Truxell and Binge, they're both a lap down, getting some repairs done. So yeah, that's a rough start. Just a mistake. Got to be more aware. I mean, one of my things that I listen to the most is I turn the sounds of cars around me up on the sound menu. I listen for the other cars around me. If I hear that engine, I know, you know, even if I'm a little too cautious, I know that there's a car out there and I need to be aware of it. So just an honest mistake, and hopefully we won't have many more of those. And looks like Vince is going to be all right, but a couple other guys, they're not going to be. They're going to be slow or torn up for the rest of the night.
As these guys are grouping back up 2 by 2 by 2, we have the 1 to go signal restarting this race on lap number 5. Just a refresher here, race information page. I think we got that ready for you, as Dustin always does. There we go. Fixed setups, 100% fuel load, unlimited tires, no fasties, 1 GWC, and Lucky Dog and wave rounds are in effect. It's no fast repair. That's why Pete has backed out. Too much damage. There's a lot of other guys that need more repairs, but are going to save it for the next caution if there is one. Here we go. 42, John Freeman. He's number 5 on the scoring pylon. 42 on the car. Green flag is out. He's guns a-blazing here. Straight to the bottom. Let's see what the awareness looks like this time as they merge back up. And
almost.
The 11. Wow, it's Ryan Chapman almost. But he keeps it 3 wide. Goes back down to 2. And it looks like through turns 1 and 2, we stay clean.
And Frank Griffith there did almost the exact same thing Vincent Short did. He was paying attention to the 11 below him. He didn't see Rodney Roberts, and I thought he was going to drive straight up into him. But he must have heard him, or his spotter said car outside, and he held the middle, and they did a good job being able to stay 3 wide there and not cause a caution.
Yeah, it's a good job there as they're starting to fan out a little bit. Only a lap and a half into this restart. Top 10 single filed out. Here comes, I think, Bobby Hamilton Jr. looking underneath the 1. Derek Welch makes the pass. Nice little half slide attempt there to get in front of the 1. Keeps it up there. Now here comes the number 28, Billy Bigley Jr. He's going to try to make the pass on Derek, but Colt, you did say Derek Welch knows how to conserve tires, so this is probably all part of that strategy.
Yep, for sure. And these guys are going to be sorry, I'm having a stroke here. These guys are going to be trying to save tires as quickly as they can, but some of these other guys, they're going to be sorry, I got somebody standing in the background.
We got contact.
Spinner.
Huge wreck. Derek Welch, good night. No fender. Well, comes back. Oh, my.
Oh, no.
Well,
Josh Ingram.
It's hard to not coin the term ARCA brakes when we're in an ARCA Series car, and we're going to talk about it. Wreck number 2 here on lap 6. Just great amount of space. Even though it's 3 wide, there's a ton of space, but the number 9, just Rodney, just goes a little too high up in the corner. Takes out the 1, and then let's try to walk through the other car. I don't know who oh, there's Ryan Chapman. He gets a piece of that. Who was the 3rd car that was involved here late in the going?
That looked like Josh Ingram coming in, and I guess he just locked the brakes up. Tough brake, yeah. He just, I mean, it's kind of hard to see the 1. He's a similar color to the track, but caution had been out already. I don't know what happened there that he just kept his foot in it.
There we go. Roof camera. Now to the Oakley visor camera. We're going to see exactly what this looks like. Let's see, we're waiting for it. Don't see anything yet. You don't see anything. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of tough there. You got that pillar on the left side that was in perfect placement for the corner entry. So you had to wait till he was almost there. But like you said, the yellow flag was also out. So I guess you kind of risked it a little bit to get there.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Derek there. And I didn't see any smoke. I was watching for smoke. And I don't know if he didn't slide the tires that much. It was a very slow slide. It looked like somebody slid up to him a little bit, and he corrected it, and then the car just gripped up, and he overcorrected into the wall, unfortunately. So I don't know how bad his damage is, but we'll see how much it is if he can work his way back through the field, or if he just wants to sit there and watch for these guys to burn their tires up and maybe play the long game here. It's already becoming a game of chess. These guys, it's a weird balance of, you got to pick up spots while you can, because this is where everybody's going to be grouped up, and this is where you can make ground up. But if you do that, you might overheat your tires, and it'll hurt you the rest of the run. So these guys are already starting to move their pawns around and get themselves in the best position they can.
As we're going to get the 1 to go signal here, restarting this race on lap 12. We're going to do a quick shout out to one of our sponsors here at Nerd TV, and I'd like to start with one of our bigger contributors. And I have not talked about iRacing iFlag, I think, in the past 2 broadcasts. So iRacingIFlag.com, our official flag marshaling partner. All that means is this guy named Jeff Brown has this company, iRacing iFlag, and he builds a 64 LED diode display. It's a box. You can custom 3D print it through the base, through the actual thing that harnesses the LEDs, and also you can customize like a logo or your name or something on the holder. It's kind of cool. Well, a bunch of colors to choose from. It's really effective, really bright, gives you all the iRacing notifications. It's a wheel-in light system on the catch fence, but does a lot more than that. So that's iRacingIFlag.com. And here we go. Green flag is out once again. Number 5/42 taking the field to the green flag this time. 2x2x2. Little 3 wide. It goes right back to 2 wide here. The top 4 pretty racy. Still racy back here as we're focused on midfield. This is typical contact outside wall from multiple spots on the backstretch.
Matt Nicholson got the wall just a little bit there. Good job hanging on to the car and not sticking it to the fence, but also not turning down and taking out all the guys below him. So these guys they're on edge right now. They're trying to not cause any more cautions. It's really tight racing with Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Rodney Roberts there. They almost squeezed Roberts into the fence. So we got a battle for the lead going on.
Yeah, first lead change happened that last lap. Derek Runge takes the lead, and it looks like he's going to try his best, but not going to get it this time. So we're going to flip-flop back to the number 5. John Freeman's going to lead lap number 13. Back to the inside goes the 99, turn 1. Doing a great job with this battle here. This is fun to watch.
It is fun to watch. These guys staying side by side, and Matt Nicholson is loving this. He is just chilling back there in 3rd place like, come on, guys, keep going at it, and he's waiting for a hole to try to shoot through. As Rodney Roberts and Bobby Hamilton Jr., they have not let each other go. I don't think Roberts appreciated Bobby sliding up in front of him, so he did the same thing the next lap.
Very easy to do at Phoenix. You said they're battling for real estate that's very thin, even though the track's wide. Ultimately, there's only a few spots on the track that work well, and kind of looking through the top 5 at the moment here, single file for the most part. The number 25, Bobby Hamilton, he's trying to get to the outside of the 28 of Billy Bigley Jr. He keeps putting that nose out there. Maybe he's trying to just widen out that entrance, or actually, we're going to give
contact.
Him a run. He tried.
Good job saving it. That.
Yeah, both drivers.
You lose that nose really easy. Oh, a bit short into the wall back there, and I misspoke a while ago. That is not Matt Nicholson in 3rd place. That is Billy Bigley. Their cars look fairly similar, Matt's old car looks fairly similar to Billy's, so got them a little bit mixed up. But yeah, they are just brawling up front, and they're back here in the Hornet's Nest, looking at the 65 and at the 36, I believe, battling for. My monitor is not wanting to cooperate with me.
I know we got a wreck
Derek
here.
Runge.
Derek Runge, caution again on lap 17, and really quickly, Billy Bigley came on the radio and said, sorry, man. So instantly knew it was his fault. We're going to go to the Nerd TV replay and take a look and see exactly what happened here. As we kept showing them on the screen, they're super aggressive racing. And then it's just, almost looked like Derek kind of slid up maybe a little wide. And then Billy took the inside lane and said, I see the window. I'm going to open it and go for it. But then he also overdrove. I'm not too sure. What's back up? This might not all be the fault of Billy. Well, take another look.
Well, you see the 25 give the 28 a shot here a little bit, and you also see the 99 clip the wall about halfway down the straightaway. Not that either one of those were a deciding factor. Obviously, the 28's got a middle pedal. He can hit that and hit the brakes. 99 probably was he felt the wall and was trying to minimize the damage for that corner, and unfortunately made it far worse. But good job locking it down, not smacking the wall too hard. Good job for everybody else not seeing him and panicking and causing a bigger accident. So just a one-car spin. And looks like he probably has 5 seconds of damage and he'll be good to go.
Yeah, it's all squared on the back bumper, so no aerodynamic disadvantage, no underbody damage. I think is going to be just fine and good to go. We're going to kick it to our first picture-in-picture. These guys are on pit road doing their thing. We'll be back for the drop of the green flag for the 4th time tonight. Back to full screen and right to it. Here we go. Restart. Number 3 here on lap 21. Contact midway in the back. Someone saying, go, go, go. It's going to cause a lot of craziness. 3, 4 wide for about 5th place. And turn
contact
1,
11 goes around.
Yep, there's one in the outside wall, 2 in the outside wall. We stay green flag momentarily.
Oh.
No spin.
Green.
There's everyone kept it going straight, man.
Keep it rolling. These guys need to spread out a little bit. Looked like the 11 and I believe might have been Chase Rockford were fighting for the same position. And 99 to Rodney Roberts fast early on. He was caught up in this. Doesn't look like he got too much damage. Derek Runge right there as well. Nearly was involved in it. Oh.
Yeah.
Just drove way up in there. Like the 11 wasn't even there.
Yeah,
that was a harder hit for the 9 than I thought. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I'm in real time here. I actually have the driver's volumes up, so I'm hearing the live chatter portion of it. And man, short track tempers, let me tell you, are full effect. Ryan was not happy with how Scott Miller just threw it in the corner and wrecked 4 cars. So there's some words that was being exchanged. So things are a little spicy already. 22 laps into this event, 23 now. That is our We Have Beef segment. Is going to be with the number 11 and 17 at this time. And that's basically, as these laps continue here, Cole, this is going to be, half the field might have a slab of beef at the end of this thing.
Oh, I'm sure we're going to get the grill cooking tonight because these guys there are going to run out of patience very, very quickly, especially the guys that were running up front and having to go to the back, such as Rodney Roberts, Bobby Hamilton Jr. These cars are not going to drive as well in the back of this pack, and they're going to have to work their way back through it, have patience. These cars are going to be tighter, and you could see Bobby just swatting flies, trying to work his way through the pack here of Matt Nicholson and the 52 of Brandon Schumann, the birthday boy, I believe, and neither one wants to give up the podium positions.
Yeah, it's a really tough battle. Billy Bigley just set and sail, man. Just a whole second almost in front of these guys as they continue the battle. As we got the camera mounted to the driver's side, or sorry, the passenger side window here, looking out at the 25 at the moment. I think a couple cars actually just scraped the wall and turned one entrance. Very common to do, trying to widen this thing out.
Looks like the 36 overdrove the corner just slightly and locked his brakes up. Very easy to do. Oh, and Matt Nicholson nearly wipes out the 8 of Peyton Wagner. Took a really low entry there. They're sorting it out, though. They're figuring out, the guys that they're racing around, they're figuring out what lines to take. And I like that camera that we had inside the car, I believe the 8 car. You could see just how far apart you get as you run through the dogleg. And the spotter, the game doesn't recognize that there's anybody there. The spotter doesn't see that. But then as soon as they come back up on the banking, you see just how close they get. And so that's where the mistakes are being made. That's what happened to Bit Short early on. They got way, way far out there and then right up on somebody's door. And it's so easy to make a mistake and run straight into somebody.
Nobody has better camera angles than Dustin, let me tell you. He's got the best angles possible. Drone cameras mounted on side of passenger windows that you would think never would exist. It's just the production is top notch with that guy when he is behind the buttons and the knobs and the mouse clicks, and I don't know if he might even use his steering wheel as a form of tool to navigate all of his stuff that he has going on behind the scenes. And there it is. There's your camera of the night, looking at that 25 right off the corner exit. A little scrapage of the wall, I think, from Bobby as a 52 backs it down. Schumann, well, yeah. I got corrected in my ear when there was no correction to be had. Can you believe that there, Cole?
I mean, you're sitting here singing his praises in the camera, and, the only downside to Dustin running the buttons back there is you just got to listen to me. These camera angles are great, so keep it up and just tolerate me, I guess.
Yeah, so we got a big thank you to Colt there from Dustin. You guys cannot hear him for the first time in forever on a broadcast. You don't get to hear his voice, so that's kind of cool that me and Colt can hash it out for once. And as we grow this product and as we keep broadcasting these Thursday races, it'll just get more and more fun as we get more familiarized with one another. Look at this battle here on the track. This is the 99, Derek Runge, the guy who was wrecked out. What was it, about 15-ish laps ago. And now he's trying to battle Vincent Short, who was part of that first big wreck. These guys are still just outside the top 5, so good rebound for both of these as we're on the raceepi.com in-car telemetry.
Yeah, and it looks like Vince just kind of let him go there, didn't want to fight him too hard. He knows the 99's faster, and Vince doesn't have a ton of damage, but you can see a little bit of right front crinkled in there. Going to tighten that race car up. He knows Derek's faster. He's showing a lot of respect, a lot of patience, a lot of give and take. He's going to let him go, and, that's not his fight right now. He's got to worry about other drivers and other strategies. And he doesn't want to put himself in a bad position or tear up his race car further, trying to hold up somebody that he's not really going to be racing for the rest of the night.
Yeah, big 10-4 on that here. 33 laps in. Going to cross the line to start off 30. Ooh, the 10 car. Matt Nicholson hits the outside wall, turn 2 exit. And it's going to shove him down to the inside lane to make this corner exit happen. Really awkward approach. That's why Keenan Kimber in the 65 is going to make that pass there. And he goes down to the very, very bottom. I used to do a league race with a company we used to race with, FTSR, and they had a big series that I participated in. And they didn't like that dogleg. I kept hitting the cone onto the track on the racing surface, and they kept yelling at me for it. I haven't seen that in effect tonight, but they're going down so low that you could possibly do the same thing.
I mean, if it's paved, hit it. There's not a blade of grass in Phoenix Raceway anymore, so if it's got grip and you can make it down there, go for it. But the funny thing about the dogleg is everybody thought, oh, they're going to be running all the way down to the pit wall. They're going to be cutting below the pit line. You're really not. I mean, there is a point where you run out of grip. There is a point where it gets uncomfortable. If you hit the flat where you're too high in the banking, it upsets the car. There's an art to driving down there at the bottom and not wiping out or taking somebody else out on your way back up. Even running down the flat, you see guys in real life like Kevin Harvick and even Alex Bowman to a point where they will dip their left sides just below the yellow line and try to extract a little bit of grip there, help the car turn. I'm wondering how soon we'll, I mean, I'm looking at a couple of guys that are already doing it. The 5-car John Freeman, I just watched him do it in 3 and 4. Right now, Matt Nicholson, I think he's just trying to find any bit of grip he can. He is running really low all the way around the track. I don't know if he's trying to let these guys go without losing too much time or what, but he has been all over the place fighting that race car.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good battle, too, from amongst these 3 guys. Little, I don't know how it's blocking or having some fun with one another, but the 42 is still going to be able to get the inside lane over Matt here in the 10. One to the bottom, one to the top. They're going to meet back in the middle and clears them. It's a good pass effort there. As we go single file from the majority rest of the field, we're going to shout out one of our sponsors without a rotating commercial, and it's going to be Dusty Pete's Gifts and Collectibles. Head yourself over to dustypete's.com if you want to purchase any comic books, action figures, collectible cards of all varieties. That's your Topps, that's your Pokemon, your Yu-Gi-Oh, your Disney, your Magic the Gathering, whatever. We got some NASCAR diecast available as well. So just a lot of fun stuff. So support them by going to dustypete's.com. Super Nerd. Use that checkout code, and it'll give you 15% off your online purchase of $20 or more.
Derek Grunge, he is already back up to the top 5 here. He has been slowly but surely working his way through the field, just trying to avoid any contact, trying to avoid any damage, not scrubbing the tires too much. But you can see right here as you get past Stephen Luttrell, I don't know how to say his last name. You get past Steve here,
right.
There is quite a gap, about 3 seconds or so, or sorry, 2 seconds to the next group of cars. So if I have a feeling Derek's going to get past him and then just kind of relax for a little while. There's no reason to run these cars down. He's going to let them either come back to him or wait for a caution.
You hit Luttrell's name like you were doing the Nickelodeon theme song, and okay. I thought Bobby Hamilton Jr. was going to just hit the wall in the infield, but he just drove all the way down just to let the 52 by. So Brandon Shue moves up to P2 now. They're on board his passenger door camera here, looking at the wall. It's a great view for many reasons. Now we're going to go, I think he's going to release it. Is it the drone camera time? He's on the roof. He's mounted backwards. He just has to press the button. There we go. Space Panda Drone Cam live. Looking over lap 43 of scheduled 100 laps here for the 3rd race of the ProSim Racing Alliance. Fixed
Justin, you know you're going to have to
ARCA
land that thing on the car. It's not going to meet minimum weight at the end of the race.
He's going to give it the Logan Paul WrestleMania treatment. Give it the Logan Paul treatment. Just catch the drone midair. Let's see. It's Schumann's problem, not his. He has the equipment, but the car has to reach out and grab it. Isn't that pretty impressive, Colt? The car, with no arms, has to reach for it.
Uh-huh, yeah.
It's going to be a great catch.
Pretty strong magnet.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what he can do here. If there's a magnet on the bottom of the camera to the car, how does it release?
Thrust.
My question. Thrust. Now our drone camera has a little mini rocket that spring loads this thing off the car. We got
just as long as he doesn't smash it like a
tools.
bird.
Oh, look at it. See, he isn't going to catch it.
Oh,
He
look
caught
at that.
See?
Give
He
him a little
said
golf
it was
clap
up
here.
to Brandon, but ultimately Dustin has the ability to do it. I was lied to this whole time. Yes, he does. Few tricks up the sleeve indeed. 45, now 46 laps now underway here. Closing in on that halfway mark. We're green flag. We're spaced out. Since we're at the halfway mark, we're going to take our second picture-in-picture commercial break. We are going to be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
Back full screen here as we are currently on lap 52 of the scheduled 100 laps for the third race of the PSRA Fixed ARCA Series, and there was a in-house bet of over/under laps of Bobby Hamilton Jr. parking, and he almost made it halfway. But so Bobby's out, Ryan Chapman is out, Mike Babinchak, he's out, and Pete Polini is out. So 4 drivers currently out of the 24 entries, so 20 left in race. And that last person is James Benge, only 6 laps down. So even though we've had a couple early cautions, those have thinned out. The racing's been very good, and not too many drivers are currently a lap down. 14 still in the lead lap. So this is straightening itself out quickly and becoming a pretty solid third race of the season.
Yeah, these guys they're minding their P's and Q's now. A little rough around the edges at the start, but yeah, they're gonna start going in tire conservation mode, and who can save their tires the longest, and who's gonna be able to make it onto pit road without spinning, because it is slippery down there. But man, I thought we were gonna give Bobby a good story. I thought, broken track bar. He probably felt like he had a broken track bar, to be honest with you. But unfortunately, he's gonna pull in third place. And, it's going to give Derek Runge. He's been slowly working his way up. He just got past Steven Luttrell and obviously gets that free spot from Bobby. He's going to work his way up to third.
Just looking at the iRacing iFlag track map there on the top left-hand side of your screen, showcasing you what 30-ish laps looks like under green flag at Phoenix. Really just spaced out, minus turn 1 and 2. The track's kind of filled up for the most part, as we're now on lap 57, the scheduled 100. They're still utilizing the top, low, and middle part of that dog leg. It's going to happen every single lap all night. What I've been really curious on the iRacing service, which I'm a big fan. I'm probably going to get yelled at by Dustin by this, but I'm a big fan of the current tire model. I'm bracing myself for that. But needless to say, there's still the Cup guys, the Xfinity guys, they can run 2 or 3 lanes below the yellow lane and still make speed. I'm not seeing that there yet on iRacing, so I'm kind of curious when that might take a part of this racing, because if it does, we're going to have like 10 lanes to choose from in turn 1.
It's going to look like an old Fontana restart. The problem with the tires, and you might get yelled at by me, so Dustin can save his vocal cords. The tires are just rock hard, and they don't really wear, they just get hot. And so
yes, I would.
I'm gonna mute Dustin. They just they struggle to wear, and they just get really hot. They blister a little bit. I mean, you almost saw it. It's similar to what we saw in the Cup race in real life this past week. You saw, I believe, was it the 77 or the 48 that had the really big blister on that tire. That's kind of what these tires do. And so if you get down there on the flat, you're sliding all the way around. There's no banking to hold the car. Not really any reason to go down there. I wish you could. I genuinely wish you could. And maybe the Open guys have found a little bit of something. Unfortunately, I've not had the time to run a lot of test laps here this week, but I'm going to have to correct that. Otherwise, I'm going to be running dead last Sunday.
As you're taking your notes here, we got some green flag pit stops. And nothing really too noteworthy, but there's a couple of cars down pit road this time. James Binge is one of them. Joshua Ingram is also another. So a couple entries along the way. Now the fuel window, I know it's 100% fuel load, which is probably, what, 60-ish laps? 50, 60, we're 40 to go. So I would imagine this time the window's open for anybody to start creeping their way down, splitting this run in half. Remember, we restarted on lap 22, 23. So that's, what, 78 to go. So we're at the part where it's 39, 40. So we're about halfway. So this pit cycle might start to open up here shortly.
Yeah, and I think at this point, these guys, they're going to be pitting for tires, not for fuel. If they're within their pit window, at this point, it's just a matter of how quickly can you get on and off pit road and maintain your lap times and not lose that overall time. And so the guys that are saving their tires longer, they're going to try to run longer. The guys that are running their tires harder, they're trying to keep their lap times low and work their way through the field quicker. So they're probably going to pit quicker and try to keep that just delta time as low as possible. And I think we're going to see some varying strategies. Other guys, they're just going to be hanging on for dear life. The guys that are not in the top 5, top 6, they're just going to be trying to survive, trying not to blow a tire, try not to lock the brakes up and spin out. It's going to be a struggle for these guys.
Yeah, as they keep staying out more and more, yeah, they're just going to keep feeling it. So if they come down now, they're for sure going to be, on a good set of tires for the majority of the race that's left over, which is about 38, 39 to go. And YouTube side, I've ignored that for a little bit. Tristan Bruce saying, doing well, Schumann. Of course, he is P2 at the moment there. 0.9 seconds back of your race leader, Billy Bigley. William Luttrell saying, pronounce it however you want, just don't call him Steve. So William Luttrell setting the standard for Steven Luttrell. We got a nerd esports driver, Steven Rada. We call him Steve, but we have a bunch of nicknames that are not Steve. So maybe we can just plug and play one of his nicknames. We can do that. Then Alan DeFries saying, did the update this week include the fixed setup changes? Well, I've not tested at least this car. I don't know, Colt, do you have any info on the fixed setup? Did it get changed over this latest update?
Unfortunately, I have not had time to get behind any race cars with any setups this week, so I don't know. I'm not even sure what exactly they were changing. Hopefully they were making them more drivable, because I know that the entire time iRacing's been around and had the fixed setups, they were trying to make these cars comfortable to drive, but man, they are tight. And so hopefully that they are able to loosen them up while keeping them stable, so iRacing fixed lobbies don't turn into caution fests any more so than they already are. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure, to be 100% honest with you.
You weren't one of the 9,360 some odd iRacing subscribers that loaded up a Gen 4 paint scheme this week?
I was on the beach whenever that happened, so
He was cooking himself through and through, getting ready for this broadcast on a Thursday. This is the first time he's seen iRacing this week, so welcome to the new era of old school racing, where everyone's going to be doing it and nothing else, as week 13 is going on. And we got some more pit stops along the way. It looks like Matt Nicholson in 10th place. First top 10 driver to go down pit road. He came in 21 seconds back of the race leader. So a little bit of an undercut, but it looks like we have a secondary driver as well on pit road. So I'm getting word in my ear. Okay, so we had one other person. I think that was Derek Runge, is what I was hearing in my ear there.
Believe
He's
so,
down
yeah.
pit road. So outside of that, I think the rest of the field is still on track with what's this now? 32 to go.
Watching some of these, how these guys are spread out. If I was, Brandon Schumann, John Freeman, even Keenan Kimber and Steven, I got it right this time, Steven Luttrell.
Hey,
I would, I consider pitting early here, as it looks like the 52, Brandon Schumann, he is coming in right now, so he is going to try to undercut Billy Bigley as much as he can, because he's going to try to get as much lap time out of these fresh tires as possible, and see if he can't run him down. I'm curious if Billy is going to react to this at all, or if he's just going to keep running his race.
Brandon Schumann down pit road, second place, giving it up. Gonna try the undercut over the number 28, who remains on track this lap. So there's going to be at least a second or two of time discrepancy. This might, if he stays out one more lap, this might be the undercut that the 52 needs to at least lead a lap here this evening. We're going to see what the 28 does. Does he react, or does he stay to plan? And we are going to stay on surface. What do you think of this call, Colt?
I think Bigley is so focused on saving tires right now. He might be considering, if he can make it on fuel, which I don't know the last time he pitted. I don't think he can, but I think he might be considering just run as long as he can, hope for a caution, because if he stays out too much longer, I mean, Schumann is going to leapfrog him here. It's not going to take more than 4 or 5 laps to make up a 3-second gap. And so, I mean, and especially if he gets caught back in traffic here, I mean, he's trying to get around the 79 and the 9 of Rodney Roberts. And if he doesn't work his way past them pretty soon, he is going to lose time and lose the lead to Brandon Schumann. And he gets way out of the groove there. I mean, you have a bad lap like that, that's your cue to cut your losses, get on pit road. Your out lap, or your in lap's not as important as your out lap. So, but no, he's staying in it. He's trying to pass the 9. So he's got something cooking in his head.
We'll see as the laps continue to wind down. 26 to go when he does cross the line. One of 7 drivers on the lead lap, now 6, as Rodney Roberts falls to the clutches of the 28. 1 lap down goes car number 9. So your top 6 that are on the lead lap is Billy Bigley, John Freeman, Steven Luttrell, Peyton Freeman, Frank Griffith, and Jason Steptoe. Those are the guys that still need to find pit road if they can not make it the rest of the way. Our suspicion is they cannot, but you never know. I've always been surprised with different strategies and fuel mileages, and this might be one of those deals, and we're going to find out shortly. But if he does have to pit, if the 28 does have to pit, this is going to be a wild amount of short time that he's going to have to race his way back to the front, because we know the 52 will have it at that point. And we got more cars on pit road there, Colt.
Yeah, 50 of Jason Steptoe coming onto pit road there. To your point about not having a lot of time to go, one advantage to running long is you don't have to save tires. You can go as hard as you want for as long as you want, and you're not going to suffer as much of a penalty of not having the grip there, because you're just going to be, as it looks like he is finally going to give up the ghost on staying out. He's going to come in, get 4 tires. There's not going to be a 2-tire change. I can guarantee you that. And he's going to surrender the lead to Peyton Wagner here. Frank Griffith. Oh, Peyton is pitting as well. See if Frank Griffith comes around. And he's going to stay on the racetrack. Probably going to try to get himself a point leading a lap here.
Yeah.
Interesting watching this as well. I see Derek Runge has leapfrogged both Steven Luttrell and Brandon Schumann. So he might still be in play to win this race.
Yeah, I'm quite curious how this is going to play out, as Frank Griffith does lead a lap here tonight, virtue of just the pit cycle. So it's going to mark the 5th lead change here tonight. As he comes down, and I have 1 or 2 more of those changes before ultimately the 52 should take back the race lead, or will have it rather, for the first time. So I'm going to mark the 54 down as a leader. And then let's see what happens this time around. The 54 is almost to the back bumper of Billy Bigley. He's about 10, 15 car lengths back. Staying out this time does the 54. So now how far? That's the next question. How far does Frank stay out?
Well, Frank just got himself 5 bonus points for leading a lap, and he needed that. He has had an atrocious start to the season, getting caught up in wrecks in both Daytona and Homestead. So, I mean, there's really no reason for him not to stay out and just wait for a caution. I mean, there is still a chance that these guys are going to start getting racy, and I know everybody's spread out right now, but it's coming down to crunch time. The guys are going to be fighting for the win, fighting for every bit of positions they can get. There's only 8 cars on the lead lap right now, and if a caution comes out right now, he pits, he's going to have fresher tires by 5 or 6 laps of everybody on the lead lap, and he's going to be able to stay ahead of about 5 or 6 cars who are a lap down who may not be able to take the wave around. So he's just waiting for a caution at this point. He's going to run it till it's dry or he cuts a tire and see what happens. That's his bed right now. He's made it. He's got to sleep in it and hope for the best.
What I'm shocked about is how Billy is still able to be in front of Brandon Schumann with that, I think, 10-lap discrepancy. You see both of their cars on screen right now. The driver who came in 10 laps later still came out in front of the 52. So either the 52 had a really, really slow pit sequence entering and exiting, or it's just the speed of Brandon was not there. Either way, 28 does remain in the top spot for that if everyone in front of him does cycle through, as we're waiting on that. We got 3 more ahead of him. Frank staying out this time. Rodney, Derek, they're still out there, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at the leaderboard right now, and Rodney Roberts is ahead of Billy Bigley. Billy just got past Dominic Bettini. I think he undercut them a little bit. Derek Runge, though, like I said, he is still going to be in play for this. I don't see him being able to outrun the 28 with the amount of, how much fresher tires Billy has. But, good call on him for working his way back up through the field after, we saw him get backing it into the wall. Not very hard, obviously, but, only about 10 car lengths separating them. And we'll see how much Derek has been saving. So we hear Dominic Bettini is going to be pitting this time, so he hasn't pitted. Interesting. He just stayed out this whole time.
The driver of the 59 bounces off the wall once more here off of turn 4, late exit. He's got nose damage. He's got rear damage. This thing is looking beat up, but he's going to take his final green flag pit stop here this evening. This time it goes below the yellow line, signals that. All right, we just have a couple drivers left, and top 3 still staying out. But look at this, Billy is going to be passing the 99 of Derek Runge naturally on the racetrack. So this will move Billy to P3. And 17 seconds behind the race leader. Not going to be able to catch the 54 if he can stay out. I'm just surprised he can do it, man. He's cutting this thing close.
He is saving fuel. That's the only thing I can think that he is doing right now. He just ran a 28.32, and I saw that Rodney Roberts knocked half a second off of him. Off of that lead that he had.
Contact, into the
hard
wall.
Contact, Derek Runge.
He just shipped him out to the outside wall, and that car broke. I think the steering's gone on the 99. Caution. Caution is out. This is an iRacing caution, not an admin caution. But we're going to see what brought it out here. Here's the contact.
Oh.
Billy just 1-2 step shuffled him right to the outside wall. You see the wheel flopping. He drove straight to the infield. Yeah, no steering involved. Oh, he came back up the track. Yep, that's what caution.
Oh, that was close.
Ooh, who was at the 65, possibly?
That was Keenan Kimber, yeah. Man, his life just flashed before his eyes. And that's such a helpless feeling. I've had that where the steering breaks and you just have no control over the car. And your best chance is to hit the brakes and try not to spin it out.
There we go.
See the bumper.
Once more.
Oh!
And he missed the wall.
Yeah, he's going to need a new fire suit after that race.
yeah, he's sweating bullets in there. Now he got the underside there to take care of. Feel sorry for whoever who's doing his laundry in the virtual world. And now this is going to kind of wreck the plans of Frank Griffith, Rodney Roberts. They were in position to possibly do the unthinkable here and staying out on that large amount of laps, but they are now down pit road because they have to be able to compete with everybody else. So everyone's going to have 4 fresh General Tires here, and we're going to get back to it with under 10 to go.
That being said, though, Frank Griffin, my first thought was either he just let out the biggest sigh of relief or he just broke down and started crying. But I'm thinking he let out a sigh of relief because I don't think he could have made it. No matter how much clutching and coasting he was doing, no matter how much he shut the car off. And right now, he's going to have about 15 lap fresher tires than Billy Bigley. And only a handful of cars to go through. And so Frank Griffin might, if he can keep his head screwed on straight, and if he can make the right decisions, he may have just won this race.
We'll have to see. I notated that 10-lap discrepancy of the 28 and 52, and Billy was still able to stay ahead of Brandon after being the late pitter. So you said these tires are hard as a rock, and we saw the time discrepancies, but at one point do those mellow out? Is it 20, 30, 40 laps? Not too sure. But yeah, let's see what Frank can do. Fresh set of tires, going to be in row 2 on the outside. So he's going to have the outside lane advantage to maybe get a great launch down the back straightaway. 1 lap to go, so exactly 10 laps to go in this race.
Yeah, looks like Billy Bigley, he's going to take the inside row there. And that's going to set Frank Griffin to restart on third. He has got to make sure he makes the right decisions. I've been in this position before, and it won me the race, but the amount of times I nearly threw it away in under 10 laps was unbelievable. You've got to know when to make your move. You've got 10-lap fresher tires. You're going to be able to make time on them. Just don't make any dumb mistakes. Mind your P's and Q's, and you may not win the race, but you might still come out of here with a podium. Same for Rodney Roberts. I mean, he's a really fast driver. I had a heck of a battle with him at Homestead, but he's got a little bit of right front damage, it looks like. So this is going to be spicy for the last couple laps.
Gonna be spicy, is what Colt says. Here we go. Pace car down. 28 at the throttle. Ready, set, go. Great launch over the number 8 there, Peyton Wagner, who is now going to be fighting to keep second place with Frank starting third, I guess. He's going to have a shot to look underneath the number 8. Goes to the inside lane as the top 2 go to the top.
Peyton Wagner getting aggressive right there, nearly to the bumper of the 28.
That's close.
Oh, Frank.
Oh, it's a good save.
Brandon Schumann back into play. Fresh tires on that car. Goes way wide, though.
Brandon trying everything and then some. Wrecking the infield, the 65.
Think he's gonna keep it down there.
He does. We stay green flag. 9 laps to go. Now here comes the 42. Oh, there's the caution. Here we go. For the 6th time tonight, we do have a yellow flag. And I think this is going to be this. No, not this. Who was that? That was, the 20. Here we go on your screen. Our TV replay style.
Oh, no.
Mark Truxell. Oh, Vincent. Driving
Couple
it.
old Scar buddies. They, I don't know what happened there. Did Vince lose his brakes, maybe? Or just not see the 20? I heard Mark come on the radio and say there's a car inside, or a car outside, but...
Yeah, just my view shows the 15 just full send university. Right into the left rear of the 20, Mark Truxell ships him in turn number 1, flat rate style. Got the best deal in town with that delivery service. And we're going to bring out another caution. This thing should resume roughly 5 laps to go. So now, looking at the field, we saw the 52 getting really aggressive. He's starting 4th on the outside. He might have a chance somewhere in there. John Freeman in the 42, a.k.a. the 5. Very quick on the short run, so he might have something for these guys too.
Yeah, we'll see if Frank Griffin back there, he's going to be restarting in the 5th position, so 3rd row on the bottom. We'll see if he can get rid of those jitters, see if he can get going again. I saw him, I think he washed up into somebody and then got loose on the exit of the corner and nearly spun out, did a good job hanging onto the car. Billy's obviously going to have the clean air, he's going to have the best chance at a restart, but he's got the oldest tires out of this group, I believe. Peyton Wagner, his tires are a little bit fresher, not a ton. He pitted before the caution came out, Frank Griffin, and he's still got the freshest tires to my knowledge. Brandon Schumann, his tires are a little older, but they're still fresher than the 28s. So we'll see who's been saving tires, who's keeping them cool. and whose head is still cool, because we've had some short track tempers tonight.
The only one that's going to have that answer for you is going to be Billy Bigley Jr. if he wins this thing. Outside of that, we don't know. Billy's had so much fresh air on that nose. He's probably he's happy-go-lucky right now. He's sitting in the best spot, controlling the restart. He's going to have 5 laps to go. Good tires. Not the best, but he's got some pretty decent tires underneath him. Only, what, you said 15, 16 green flag laps underneath him, so not too shabby for the 28.
See if he fires off, gets another good launch, or if Peyton Wagner kind of plays the game, keeps track of him, keeps an eye on him, see if he can stay with him. Peyton got really aggressive there on the outside, or on the inside of him in 1 and 2, I believe, and nearly caused a bit of a pile up, but they stayed off each other. Let's see if they can race each other clean the rest of the way.
Here we go. 28 Billy Bigley, throttle at the ready, into the restart zone, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Here we go. Green, 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 green. This thing is back underneath. Green flag conditions. Oh, contact 54-42. Stutters the 42 a little bit. Side by side. Look at Peyton Wagner matching the restart energy. Here we go. Cannot hold it in turn 1 as the 28 slides it deep.
But he can turn down the racetrack.
Crossover.
He's able to maintain that grip, turn it down the track. Can he hold the momentum here, not slide up into him?
Great turn.
Don't pinch the wheel off.
Got the lead that time. Lead change.
Just don't get too aggressive. If you're faster, you will be able to. Oh, and he does. He slides up into the 28 Billy Bigley. That's going to free up the inside for John Freeman down there on the bottom.
He's not going to be happy about that. As he gets the wall contact. Oh, 52 crosses the 28. Tempers are going to flare here. Ooh, that got close. 28-42, almost contact in a turn 3 entrance. Hot and heavy down the front straightaway here. 3 laps to go.
And that's just what Peyton Wagner wants to see. He wants to see those two guys. Oh, 8 goes around.
Oh,
what happened there?
Caution out. Continuing Vincent Short gets involved in this one. And, man, we're going to take a look at the TV replay and wreck. There is a 42 that says, I get a good deal on shipping in turn 1. Yeah. He had that invincibility cloak from Harry Potter. Put that thing on, shipped it to the corner, and there we go. Man, that's a tough break. Race leader battling for the lead. 3 laps to go. Gets turned by a car who's not even there. Crazy.
Yeah, that is not fun. I've been in that position where net code and lag will get you, but I mean, he disappeared for 3 or 4 seconds, and I mean, I saw him disappear on my screen, but I thought he had plenty of room. I thought Peyton had plenty of room there, and then all of a sudden, I look over at my second monitor, and he's turned around backwards, and the 28 drives into him, and nowhere for him to go, and it looks like the 8 doesn't hold his brakes, so then the 15 runs into him. Yeah, he's just gone for, what, 2, 3, 4 seconds, and then around he goes.
Yeah, it looked like the 42 was carrying a lot of speed. If we had the visual, I'm assuming there was contact, but of course with lag out, the net code is also strong, so you have to 100% calculate that into what just.
Well, we're gonna have to just watch the line.
Yeah.
If we watch the line that 8 is taking, he is.
There's the contacts.
He's a touch below the seam, but I mean, I feel like that's a racing line. And it's obviously, it's the 42's job to make sure his car is in the racetrack. That is not up to him. Whether the 8 turned down across his nose or not, if the 42 didn't blink out, that obviously would have been on the 8. But if the 42 is gone, sure, for your own self-preservation, you make sure that you give the guy room. But that's not that's not Peyton's responsibility to make sure the 42 has a good internet connection, you know?
Yeah, and I've seen it countless times in iRacing where a car blinks out and they reappear. They have that ghost-like thing they do in pit road, and sometimes you see cars drive through one another physically, but this time it was not that. It remained a physical hitbox even when his car wasn't present. So it's just very weird on how that took place. And we're going to have 1 to go. We're going to have one of our 2 GWCs here tonight. green, white checker numero uno. And for the first time on lap 98, Brandon Schumann will lead a lap. And it's probably the most important laps. And as Dustin said in my ear, thanks for the reminder, birthday boy, the 52, got a gift of a lifetime by having two of the leaders wreck each other out, give the gift of the race lead. Can he capitalize on his birthday gift and take home the checkered flag? Here we go. Pace car down, half a lap left. Colt, here we go. Another crazy, exciting restart.
And he's going to have one shot to do it. Only one green, white checker tonight, so see if he fires off and gets a good restart.
Green flag. Good start here by Brandon. Not the best, but enough to clear one car length, maybe two, over Billy Bigley on the inside. John Freeman remains side by side on the outside of the 28. 3 wide as the 8 trying to recoup as many positions as he can. Tight.
Hard contact.
Wreck. And here we go. The second and final green-white checkered attempt will be had as they're going to slow back down. We're going to rewind it and do it all again, Colt.
I don't believe so. I just got...
Oh, it was one?
That was the race.
Two. I'm sorry.
I think Brandon Schumann just was given multiple birthday presents.
All right. Yeah, I thought it was one. I guess I read the race information and still didn't remember it, so I'm definitely fired tonight. As their TV replay has the coverage here of this final wreck tonight. And I saw Vincent Short say, hold your brake, but he wasn't a part of the initial wreck. Oh, he just got...
Oh.
Well, the 15 was driving down a little bit, but the Jason Steptoe didn't give him the room either. That was kind of a weird wreck.
He may not have been driving down the track, more so than sliding down the track.
Yeah, that's very true. And 8 just ran out of room on the outside, car high, as Dustin would say. Sorry, that flight pattern is full. As Luttrell gets the Oreo effect here on the front or back stretch.
Oh, yeah, 8 just drove straight up the track to him. I mean, he was probably flustered from, getting caught up in the wreck with the 42, and man, tough night for him. He was going from a chance to win to spun around on the backstretch.
As we're watching all the excitement here on the front stretch here. Everyone giving the congratulations to Brandon as they give him the car contacts, this and that. Brandon ran a pretty clean race.
He did. He did.
Very
He was just
solid race.
Quietly confident all night long watching him. I mean, he timed his pitch strategy out well and just was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and here we go. We're going to do a burnout for the second winner of the 2025 inaugural season for the ProSim Racing Alliance ARCA Fixed Series. And don't hit the wall. That's my rule. He's trying to roll the thing over.
I think he's trying to.
He was literally grip rolling the suspension here of the ARCA car. Kind of impressed that you can do that. But nonetheless, we are doing a unconventional reverse burnout. Check that out. Front wheel drive cars cannot do circular burnouts, sir. We know this time in and time out. But he's trying to make it happen here at Phoenix.
I guess third time's the charm. He couldn't flip it over. He couldn't do a reverse burnout, so he's going to go back conventional and light up the rear tires.
There we go. And that's it. Unofficial results for tonight's race at Phoenix Raceway. Brandon Schumann, John Freeman, and Billy Bigley Jr. will be your top 3. That's going to be our podium interviews when we start off the post-race show. Rodney Roberts, P4, Keenan Kimber, 5th. 6th through 10th is Matt Nicholson, Stephen Luttrell, Frank Gifford, Peyton Wagner, and Jason Steptoe. 11th on back is one lap down or more. That's Dominic Bettini, Vincent Short, Anthony Burleson, Chase Rockford, Mark Truxell, Derek Runge, Joshua Ingram, Scott Millard, James Benge, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Derek Welch, Ryan Chapman, Mike Babinchak, and Pete Polini is your 24 entry, 24 car final result here tonight. We're going full screen, gather up our top 3, and we will be right back. man? Welcome to the post-race show presented by Victory Fuel. And we typically have our top 3 ready, but looks like only one right now, and that's P number 1, driver of the 52. And we're going to start off by saying happy birthday to you.
Thank
What's up, Brandon?
How are you guys?
Hey, man, we're doing great. We're doing great. You said hopefully this goes well, birthday, and then lap 98 of 100, they gifted you the lead. So talk about that and talk about your race in general.
Late in the race, I really started getting good runs up on the outside. So late in the race, I decided, hey, I'm gonna just stick it high and then try and transition diamond the corner low, and I started getting a lot better runs than most of the guys around the race. So I decided I was gonna just keep it there, and then the middle started working for me in 3 and 4, and I really couldn't have done it without some of the good strategy calls I made. Even kind of just going into pit road, I short pitted Billy a little bit, and I started, I gained on him a good bit, but then he pitted a couple laps later than me, and I was like, damn, I don't think I'm going to catch him. I really don't think I'm going to catch him, but late race caution really helped me out, and then I was trying the outside on them restarts every time, and it just gave me a good run off the corner coming out of 2, and I was like, all right, well, let's see what happens here, and then John, unfortunately, ended up getting tangled with Billy and Peyton, and once that happened, the caution came out. I think John blinked at the time of the caution, so it inherited me the lead, and I was like, wow, let's try and hold on to this thing. And I was able to hold on to it, and this is first league win ever. I'm real pumped about it, especially since it's my birthday. Wouldn't want to end the night any other way.
Beautiful stuff, man. I had that one question you kind of touched up on, that option to pit early. You're the first guy really in contention to dip down pit road, and you had probably, I think it was an 8 to 10 lap difference, somewhere in that ballpark, where you came down first, and then the leader started pitting after you, and I was like, for sure, Brandon's going to take the lead once they cycle through, and you never did. Billy stayed ahead of you. How in 10 lap difference, with you having the better tires, I'm just kind of curious. I know you got to make up 2 seconds, but I thought that would have been easy peasy, but no. So were you just kind of taking it easy there, or did you just not have a great pit stop? What happened there?
I did not actually have a great pit stop. I just slightly slid the box, just slightly slid it to where the pit sign was in my windshield, and I was like, oh dang, let me just reverse back real quick, and
Man.
I was able to, and I figured it was enough, but just shortly after, I was like, oh, that sliding through my box really screwed me.
Yep, that would have done it. Colt, we got Brandon here. Any questions for him?
No, I was going to touch on, we were watching the pit strategy really close tonight, and you did a good job maintaining your composure, working your way back through the field. That first league win is always really exciting, and to have the lucky charm of your birthday. For me, it's always been an unlucky charm. So congrats tonight. Maybe your checker flag on your C post can be a birthday cake or something like that. Get your painters on that.
Hopefully, we're gonna put some confetti with it too.
There you go. Absolutely. Race version birthday cake straight from Victory Lane. Absolutely phenomenal stuff, man. Hey, dude, congratulations. You were a front runner all night. You got gifted late. The actual lead, your first lap lead was on 98. So that's just fun stuff. And congrats once more. Any shout outs you want to give out tonight before I let you go?
Yeah, first I want to thank you guys for always putting on a great broadcast, and I want to thank Scott from Icon Apparel for sponsoring this car, and then also want to shout out my buddy Tristan Bruce. He believed in me. He figured, you got this. This is a good track, and I just never stopped believing in myself. Want to shout out my parents too. I know they're watching. Got a lot of people watching tonight just because it's my birthday, so. Everybody watching, wherever you are, thank you. Couldn't have done it without y'all.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate everything there. Congratulations once more, the second winner of the season, and go celebrate, dude. Have a good rest of your birthday, and we'll catch you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys. See you next week.
Yeah, man. Going straight to the top. We do not have second place. We do not have third place. They had some conversations in the server because of the wrecks, and so rightfully so. That's it, man. We are one and done on the post race interviews. So this race gets better and better, and we get more and more drivers. Of course, Phoenix is either it's going to be snoozer, or it's going to be action packed, and tonight was the latter of the two options. What was your take tonight?
Yeah, a lot of a lot of varied strategy tonight. And some rough and tumble short track racing. People talk about, and Steve at our at Track Limits was interviewing me last week at Homestead, and he asked me about Phoenix. He said, "What is that place? Is it a short track? Is it a 1 mile oval? Is it a speedway? It's got a little bit of everything." And we saw that tonight. It had the tire strategy of a oval, had the or long oval. I'm sorry. It had the tempers of a short track. But you could see the guys that maintained their composure, that were calm, collected. Brandon Schumann, he kept his head screwed on straight. When you blow through your box like that, it's just so disheartening. It's so frustrating. It's easy to lose your cool. He maintained his composure. He worked his way back through the field. He passed some really fast guys, worked his way through a chaotic ending there. And man, you could that's one thing I love about interviewing Brandon is you could hear his voice shaking from how excited he was, and I'm really excited to hear that emotion out of a driver. Getting his first league win. That is something, especially with this group of guys, that is tough to do. I mean, Derek Runge went 2 for 2, and I don't think he could have went 3 for 3 tonight just watching the race. But he's obviously going to be a contender. Billy Bigley had a good chance to run tonight for a win, and it worked out for Brandon, and so that's congratulations to him. Good job tonight, and Fixed is out of the way. We're going to be heading to Open on Track Limits Network Sunday. You'll see me out there making it a fool out of myself, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, man, go get a checker flag yourself there. We're going to close this thing out. I'd like to thank Dustin Loxton for letting Colt do this and allowing him to focus only on the production side, and fantastic product by him each and every single week, of course. And Colt, thanks for joining us here on these Thursdays to announce with me for the PSRA Fixed ARCA Series. So with that being said, you guys have a good rest of your night. Stay tuned. We go live next Wednesday as we watch the OP Butt Kicker Grand National Series do their thing at super speedways with the new Gen 4 car this time. So that'd be fun to watch. So stay tuned, and you guys have a good rest of your night. Stay safe. Get your nerd on.
Back when nothing truly mattered.